everyone. Yes, we are live, baby. Thank you all so much. We're not going to spend too much time on hellos, but I'm so grateful to have each and every one of you here. You are loved and appreciated, and I want each of you to feel confident that you can speak up in the chat and talk like that talk. All right. So let me know. We're going to give it a few seconds. We're going to give it a few minutes before we get started. I want to make sure the live is live. And let me know if you guys can hear me and see me clearly, because that is important, isn't it? Okay. So we are getting started. Yes, thank you all so much for being here. I appreciate your love and support so much. You guys just don't even know. I really appreciate you. All right. So, welcome to the Love Yourself podcast. I'm your host, Life, and the podcast mission is all about just learning and growing together as a family, right? And making sure that we each are loving ourselves truly and unapologetically, because the truth is we deserve self-love. Self-love is what dreams are made of, and you guys know we are all about realizing our dreams here on the Life's Magical Journey channel. That's all we talk about, is realizing our dreams. Welcome in, everybody. Thank you so much just for being here. I'm so grateful. And so in today's topic, in the podcast as a whole, we are going to be just talking about that simple mission, that simple podcast mission where we're wanting to love ourselves truly and unapologetically, right? But in today's episode, the very first episode of the Love Yourself podcast, we're going to be talking about the fact that it's okay. All right. It's okay to prioritize how you look. Okay. Your physical appearance. It's an important act of self-love. All right. Raise your hand in the chat. Put a hand in the chat if you agree with that. If you agree with that. And let me know if you are watching in the live, put it in the live. But if you're watching the replay, go ahead and feel free to answer any questions I pose to the live. Answer in the comments down below, okay? So yeah, we're getting some people agreeing. And I am so grateful for each and every one of you in the live chat. We won't go through too many hellos and greetings, but I do appreciate you. I see you, and I love each and every one of you for no reason at all, but I do love you for being here as well, okay? So let's get into it. So I want to talk a little bit about what prompted this podcast, what prompted this particular episode topic, because, to be honest, I feel as though it's not something that's widely talked about in the spiritual community or the manifestation community, and that is the community that we're in. We are all about creating a life we love through intentional manifestation, right? Through intentionally taking the reins of our lives and creating on purpose. All right. So prioritizing how you look is just not something that I personally hear. You guys can let me know if you have heard this topic before in the spiritual community, but I just really haven't. And personally, I've taken some recent steps to prioritize my appearance. Okay, so I'm going to share with you guys a couple things that I've done recently. One of them you might automatically notice, right? One of them you could just plainly see. And I want you guys to share, if you care to, share some things that you've done recently to show yourself love in that way with regard to how you look. Now, while we're doing that, while we're getting our thoughts about that answer, I want you guys to take this time to share the live out. I want more people just like you right here in the live discussing this with us and just sharing in this journey with us. And again, I'm so grateful for you guys. So for me personally, like I said, you can plainly see one of the things I've done recently to prioritize how I look, and that is I got braces. All right. So I took it upon my 45 at the time, year old self to go ahead and get braces on my teeth because I did not care for how my teeth were looking. Now, I'm going to share with you some conversations, not specifics, but some conversations I had with friends and family about the fact that I was getting braces. It was almost as though some of them were like, well, yeah, that's really cool, and they were really supportive, and they were like, "Hey, do you? That's so dope." And I wish I could do that. Even at this age, I would do that if I could. Maybe finances or whatever was the issue. Now, then other people were like, "Oh, my teeth is gonna stay crooked." It just wasn't a priority. Okay. And that's okay. You don't have to prioritize in the same way I'm prioritizing. But this for me was a major thing. And I did feel some kickback or some looks like, you are too old to be having braces on your face. Okay. Brace face, right? But I know that it's okay to prioritize how I look. And getting braces is one thing that can help with that, right? And make me feel that I love myself. Because I had pushed the fact that my teeth were crooked, I had pushed that so far away that I didn't even see it in my day to day. I really didn't notice. The last, I would say, 15 years of my life, my teeth were never a question for me. It just wasn't something that I was prioritizing. But that was because of the fact that I pushed it so far back mentally that it just wasn't something I was looking at. Literally. And I look in the mirror every day. I'm brushing these teeth, but it wasn't something that I would really see. And that's how powerful the mind is. Okay. So these are the types of things that we're talking about when it comes to self-love. Okay. So I just wanted to share a personal story so that you can know exactly what we're talking about. We're talking about the power of investing in your appearance. There's power there. And that is exactly what the intention for this episode is. All right. So I want to make sure that we're helping each other just embrace and celebrate our looks in a healthy and empowering way. All right. So let's talk about this mindset shift, because that's what it is. Okay. I had to go from a place where I was, scared to be in front of people, scared to talk to people, scared to really open my mouth and really speak, right, in front of people, to a place where I was more confident and comfortable with taking the steps that I needed to take. This is a personal journey. This is a personal thing. Your self-love is going to look very different than mine, right? But let's talk about some common misconceptions when it comes to prioritizing how you look. Because that is what I think stops a lot of us from really taking the steps that we need to show that care to ourselves. Okay. And one is caring about how you look is shallow or vain. That's a big one. That's a big one. And especially, I'm not going to say especially, but I think a lot of women deal with this. Okay. If you're a woman, you're kind of letting yourself go. You're not really doing the things that so-called people think, is prioritizing how you look. Then you're in the mood of letting yourself go. But then if you do too much, you're vain, you're conceited. So these are the types of mental things that we have to get past and get over. Thank you guys so much for coming through. I appreciate everyone, each and every one of you, for coming through to the Love Yourself podcast. Super exciting, right? So another thing is, this is a big one for us in the spiritual community. Focusing on your appearance means that you're neglecting the inner work. That's a big one. That's a big one. You are neglecting the inner work if you're focusing on your external appearance. That can stop you in your tracks. that can stop you in your tracks, and again, that's caring how other people are perceiving you, right? So let's be clear about what this is, right? We're thinking that someone else might think that I'm as spiritual as I should be if I care about how I look. And I'm not saying that people in the spiritual community don't take care of themselves, because that's the opposite of the truth. All I'm saying is we don't really hear it talked about a lot, and I think that some of us could be suffering from this one right here. That we think if we focus too much on the external, we're not focusing enough on the internal. And when we talk about balance, baby, balance, this is something that you are balancing, right? So I really feel that it is important. Now, another one is that people might think that you're insecure. If you focus too much on how you look externally, right? Some people might think that you are insecure. That's a big one. That's a big one. I think that a lot of us probably have suffered from some insecurities in some way, shape, or form. That's just a given, not only how we look, but just in other aspects of our lives as well. So that's just a given. We all deal with certain insecurities about ourselves, about certain things, right? But in this case, we might assume that other people, right? We're talking about other people's perception of us. If I care too much about how I look, they're going to think that I'm insecure. They're going to think that mentally I'm not there when it comes to my looks. They're going to think I'm comparing and contrasting with other people. And that doesn't have to be the case. It doesn't have to be the case. Okay. Another thing, the next common misconception could be that people who care too much or that people who are into self-beauty, self-care, that's only for people with a lot of money or a lot of free time. I just don't have time for that. Right? I don't have the money for that. Those are a lot of the excuses or the reasons that people are not spending time or money on how they look. They're not caring about how they look. They're not prioritizing how they look because they either don't have the time. It does take time, and it does take money, right? So those are a couple common misconceptions. Another thing that is a common misconception is that if you are looking good, it means you have to be following the trends and embracing other people's individuality. You're keeping up with the Joneses is what you're doing. And that just doesn't have to be true, right? That doesn't have to be true. And so these are some of the common misconceptions that you can find literally when it comes to prioritizing how you look. And I'm grateful that everybody's here. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate you coming through. Make sure y'all hit the like button and share the live out. And throw your comments down in the comments and share your thoughts. Share your thoughts as we're going along, whether you are watching the replay or you are here in the live chat. Okay. So let's reframe that narrative. We just talked about some common misconceptions that we hear about or that we know of when it comes to prioritizing how you look, when it comes to self-love. And I want to reframe that for us. I want to talk about the positives that can come from prioritizing how you look. Okay. So I believe that taking care of how you look or prioritizing your appearance, it can have a boost to your self-respect. Okay. Self-respect is a big one. Self-respect is something that some of us, a lot of us, are lacking in. The respect of self. And that goes along with prioritizing the fact that you might have to spend a little bit of money to look good and feel good, right? But that can restore that. It can restore confidence. All right. And it's not about perfection. That's the thing. You don't have to be perfect. Outside, inside, or out. Okay. You don't have to be perfect. And it's definitely not about comparison. That's a big thing that we hear about. That's a big thing when it comes to how you look. That aspect of self-love in and of itself, it is, it has a lot to do with comparison. All right. So let's talk about the connection between how you look and how you feel. We've all heard that you look good, you feel good. And that is true. Comment down below if you've heard that, but also if that's true for you. Because I feel like when I look good, yes, I feel better. Okay. It's not that I'm saying I'm negative or I'm downtrodden when I'm looking less than my best. But when I am looking good, I am more confident. I am able to hold my head up and say it with my chest. You know what I mean? And so these are the types of things that you should prioritize. Okay, because when you look good, you feel good. And that's why it's like sometimes my coworkers, some of them are like, hey, I got to put on a little bit of eyeliner. I got to make sure my clothes are presentable. And we all do that. But you know what I mean? There's certain things that you want to do for you that will make you perform better at work. That's real. Because when you look good, you feel good, and it does help boost your confidence. It's going to help boost your work ethic, and we're going to talk a little bit about that. All right. So I want to take a minute just to go through the chat a little bit. I do have my chat in two places, so let me bring it up here so I can highlight some of the chat a little bit. Thank you guys so much. Thank you, JM. We're having everybody hit that like button. VS Speaks is in the building, y'all. Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys. Aw. That is my mama, y'all. Hey, Life. Hey, moms. We got Frugal Mama in the building. Thank you guys so much. And of course, my number one supporter, Mr. EC, thank you so much, babe. I appreciate you. Auntie Styles is in the building. Oh my goodness. You guys have really showed up and showed love. Big Sis is here. Oh my goodness. Gary is in the building. Thank you guys so much. So we're going to get back to it. Young Riaz popped in. Hey. Dreammaker says, when I'm feeling down on the inside, I spruce myself up on the outside, and it does make me feel better. That is so real. That is as real as it gets. That's exactly what we are talking about. Okay. And it helps. It really does help. So I'm so glad that you brought that up. Amen. When you look good, you feel good. And when you feel good, you perform good. And when you perform good, you get paid good. Let's go. Yes, indeed. Oh, yes. That's real. I'm loving that. Thank you guys so much. That is the truth. Okay. So let's keep reframing this. We talked about the connection between how you look and how you feel. And we got some added, comments and opinions from the chat. Now, let's talk about this. Does prioritizing your appearance mean that you're conforming to beauty standards? I think more so it means you're embracing what makes you feel best. All right. So again, a lot of this is about us thinking that someone else is thinking that. We're guessing about someone else's perception of us because we care. Because we care. And it's okay to care in a sense about how other people view you. You want to be viewed as a respectable person. You want to be viewed as a person that's honest and forthright. All those good things, right? But it's okay to be viewed as someone who will come in and take the stage. Okay, it's okay to be viewed as someone who always looks their best, always looks put together. Okay, it's okay. It's okay. You can view me like that. I don't always look put together, but it's okay if you do. All right. So awesome. And then self-care and style are about personal choices that should empower you. These things should empower you rather than be dedicated by societal norms. You should feel, no matter if it's a bright color all right? Or a crazy hairstyle, crazy haircut. Something that really doesn't follow those norms that other people or society has put forth. Those things are not necessarily your style. Don't go for that. Don't go for that. And it's okay to try those things, or if you're interested, yes, but don't just do those things just because of societal norms, because that's not how self-love works. Okay, that is not it. So I feel like we're just talking about the bright colors and the different hairstyle. Prioritizing what you feel is cute, handsome, whatever you want to say. Prioritizing your appearance. It can really help with your self expression, creativity, self affirmation. Okay? How can you tell yourself positive affirmations and you are this and you are that, whatever your affirmations are? You have a hard time telling yourself that if you don't respect how you look. And I'm not saying that you have to do all the extra self-care stuff, but I'm saying it's okay if you do. That's all I'm saying. So if you're feeling like, man, I really don't do a lot of this stuff, I'm not necessarily into that. That's not what we're talking about, okay? We're talking about you doing whatever you want to do physically, externally, to look your best so that you can feel your best. That's what we're talking about. So we're not trying to add stuff to your routine if it's not there already and you don't want it there. That's not the point of the conversation. So I want to make sure that you guys understand that, okay? I really want to make sure. But let's talk about the benefits of looking your best. Okay, how taking care of your appearance can boost your confidence and self-esteem. We already talked about that. But let's understand, let's go to the comments for just a bit because I'm seeing some good comments here. I want to put it on the screen for those watching in the replay. And those who are watching in the replay, thank you for being here, first of all. And I want you to answer these questions and put your comments right down below, okay? So Auntie Style says, I'm all about self-care. It is essential to your well-being. Period. She said, period, poo. I know that's right. Thank you guys so much. And then Mama Dreammaker says, we are always communicating, wearing raggedy dirty clothes communicates just as clean and polished appearance communicates. And that is real. What does raggedy and dirty clothes say about you? And even if, let's say, you're not raggedy and maybe not dirty, okay? But let's say you got on a house dress at the grocery store. I saw that today, and that's why it popped into my mind. Sometimes, to be honest, I'm gonna just share something with the 8 people that's in here right now. Sometimes I forget and I wear my house shoes outside. I've caught myself a couple times, okay? And that is not prioritizing how I look, okay? Clearly. But those things communicate. So if somebody catches me outside of this house with my house shoes on, what are they going to think about me? They're going to think this girl don't care what she looks like. She doesn't care if she runs into a celebrity right now who she might want to think a certain thing about her. She might want to be on their podcast or something. They are not going to want her on their podcast because she doesn't care about how she looks. She's wearing her house slippers outside. All right. So you just never know who you're going to see. You never know where you're going to be. And so prioritizing how you look is important. Don't dumb down your looks or appearance to make your peers feel comfortable around you. Oops. Now she is talking real talk, right? That's what we mentioned earlier, that people are going to think they're going to think you're insecure. They're going to think you're arrogant or overly confident. Okay. They're going to think that you think you're better than them. That's key. That's key. Thank you, Kenneth. I appreciate you coming through. Yes, you are how you feel. If you feel good, it will pour out of you. Now, I love that Gary has brought this up because I find that when I look good, I'm smiling at people more. I'm I'm more open to conversation. If I look bad and you catch me at the grocery store, I'm ducking and I'm like, hey, I don't want nobody to see me. Because it's not because I don't care about how I look, but in that moment I must not. And I don't want anybody to see me like that. It's embarrassing, right? So that means put it out there in the beginning. When you leave the house, when you step out, step out. Okay? Step out. Look good. It's okay if you do. I'm the first to walk outside with my slippers, slippers and flops. Hey, you know what? This is not about judging. This is not about judging you, right? And so she said, "Oh no." But in the end, what is it? It's fine. We're not telling you what to do. We're not telling you you can't go outside in your slippers. And I think, I know what type of slippers you wear. And those type of slippers, you can wear them in the house as house slippers, but you can wear them outside. So we ain't even talking about that. But I feel what you're saying though, baby. So thank you guys for your comments. I appreciate y'all being here. And thank you guys for watching the replay and leaving your comments down in the comments, okay? So where were we? We were talking about the benefits of looking your best. We talked about confidence and self-esteem. Now this is a good one. This is a good one. Prioritizing your appearance can help improve your mental health and mood, because you're creating positive habits. You're creating habits that say, I deserve it. I'm loved. If by nobody but me, because I'm enough. Like I said, self-love is what dreams are made of. Is the energy that creates worlds. And the more we master the self-love, the more we create externally, the more we are able to take control of the things that manifest into our lives. And that is the point of this podcast. Okay. So yeah, how you look is just one little piece of self-love. We have a whole list of topics we're going to be talking about with this podcast, but that is a big one: mental health and mood. That goes back to what we were just talking about. Like, I'm smiling and I'm ready to see people when I go out. If I'm looking good, if I'm looking like I shouldn't have left the house, then I'm dipping and dodging. That's just me. And I'm doing better. I'm doing more to make the latter non-existent. I want to be smiling. I want to have conversation. Now, can I get people to converse a lot of times because they are on that phone? Maybe not. But if I'm looking up and I'm making eye contact, when there is someone to make eye contact with, we're locked in. Thank you so much for the donation. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Oh, is that it? No, I don't know where to click it. There we go. Is that it? Oh, yeah, that is it. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you, babe. Yes. So we are talking about the benefits of looking your best. And I encourage you guys in the chat, in the live chat or the replay chat, put down some benefits that you can think of to looking your best as well. We already talked about this one, but encourages productivity and self-discipline in other areas of your life. So we talked about it helping you to perform better at work. We talked about it. It might even help you to perform better when it comes to your family, your children, right? Inside and outside the house, you guys. This is all about being productive in other aspects of your life and creating self-discipline. So I want to share another example of how I've been prioritizing how I look. And how it's helped me, okay? How it's been helping me. And that is, it's something simple, but I never used to wear foundation. Okay. Now maybe it's because I didn't need foundation. Hey, but now that I'm older and I'm realizing I have dark circles under my eyes and certain aspects about how I look that I don't care for, I started to wear a little bit of foundation now. So things like that can boost your confidence. It can boost your I was gonna say your I'm not gonna say it out loud. You know what I mean. It just boosts your confidence, okay? So keep those little things in mind, because and it's not just about like wearing makeup and getting fancy, but just putting on a little bit of makeup with a little bit of eyeliner helps me. That's one thing, that's one way that I'm showing myself that I am caring about how I look, because when I don't, I know that I have the dark circles. I know that I have a patch of marks from bumps on my face and things like that, that I feel more confident when they're covered up. It's just simple. All right. So we want to talk about the fact that external care can reflect inner love and self-worth. You know, are you worthy of putting that effort and time and maybe even money into how you look? That's honestly what I battled with when it came to getting my braces, because braces are expensive, right? Is that a priority? Is that something I'm worthy of? Is that something that I should, spend these thousands of dollars on? Yes. Yep. Absolutely. Absolutely. So this is about self-worth. This is definitely more than about how you look. Okay? Let's talk about it. I might look lost at the grocery store paying bills, but when it comes time to put on dry, clean clothes, hey, I do it too, my best. Absolutely. Absolutely. And and it's okay if you don't like, I feel like it's okay if I don't get all spruced up to go to the grocery store. Some people like to get spruced up to go to the grocery store. I'm in there to get my stuff and get back to the house. 9 times out of 10, I'm cold in the grocery store and don't want to be there anyway. So I'm definitely not like trying to get all dressed up and look cute. But my situation with the house slippers, I did wear my house slippers to the grocery store a couple times. Yeah, I just forgot I was wearing them, hopped out the house. But I do want to present well, no matter where I am, or no matter, because I live in a small community and I don't want to see people that is going to be looking at me crazy. And I don't want to meet new people that are going to like judge me because I have house slippers on either. So it's, it does balance. So I don't want to put emphasis into how other people perceive me, but it is part of it. Okay. It is part of it. So, we talked about that. Babe's talking about if they have makeup for men, which they probably do. So, and y'all talking back and forth. So we're still talking about that. We're still talking about the benefits of looking your best. So we want to talk about the looking good for yourself and not for external validation. Okay, we just touched on that because I just mentioned that sometimes I feel like I don't want to misrepresent myself. That's what it is. It's not like, oh my God, I'm going to be thinking about it after I leave the store. Like, what did they think? What did they say? Oh my God, But I don't want to misrepresent myself. I don't want to present myself as a person who's careless or a person who just doesn't have good hygiene, because it can be more than just about how you look in that moment. They might assume like you don't have good hygiene. Anything could be assumed. Okay, so but it is about balance when it comes to that. Because for the most part, this is about you. It's about the things that you feel make you look good and make you feel your best. And so that's what I want to really, really encourage you guys on. I don't care what it is. And in that respect, if it makes you feel good, then it's perfect, right? It's absolutely perfect. So you have to find balance with that. So that's another one. And Miss Angie Styles says, it boosts your sexy. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. And Babe says, I'm the same way. I don't need to get all GQ just to go to the grocery store. But at the same time, I'm not wanting to be walking out the house looking completely bummy. Okay. And there we go with balance. That's pretty much where, what I'm getting at. So, it really does matter how you feel. Okay. If you feel you're worth it, there's no price tag. And that goes again to what I was saying about my particular situation with the braces, because I battled with that. I battled with if I was gonna pay for it all at once so I can save a little bit of money or make payments, or is this something that I even value? Is this something that I should value? And it tore me up for a while before I finally decided, yeah, you know what? I do deserve this. I am worth it. And I will feel so much better when my teeth are straight. And the truth is, I feel better already with the braces. My teeth aren't even straight yet. I just got the braces a couple months ago. But I feel like crooked teeth with braces on them look 10 times better than just crooked teeth. Okay. So I already feel so much better because I'm showing that I love myself. I'm showing that money is really not the object. How I feel and how I look is the object. That is the point. And so I'm showing myself self-love, and it's boosting my confidence. I can't even tell you how much. Not just because, the looks that other people are going to give me, because I've gotten some strange looks from people who know how old I am. A lot of people don't know, so they don't really trip on the fact that I have braces. So that's good. But the people who know how old I am, I've gotten some interesting looks and some interesting questions about it. All right. But I don't care. I love it. And I'm so proud of myself for even getting the braces. For even, not just because I spent the money, not just because I'm taking the time to do it, but just that I have the confidence to do it. So I'm super, super grateful. What is JM talking about? He said, I've had several jobs where full suit and tie, polished shoes, etc. were required. People do treat you differently when you're all done up, for sure. For sure. Because you exude confidence. You exude, mama don't take no mess, or daddy don't take no mess, right? You exude that. You exude, respect me. And you might even exude, I'll respect you, which is a big one. That's a big one. Yet, at the same time, I think someone who's confident shouldn't need to go to the extremes. And I agree with that as well. But I also think you don't have to. But the point of this conversation is that it's okay if you do. So you don't have to. But it's okay if you do. It's all about what makes you feel good. Okay? So let's talk about some simple ways to prioritize your appearance. Simple, practical tips. All right? And now let me put this caveat out there, okay? Because number one, self-love is not just about how you look. It's not just about self-care. And I happen to hear a lot about self-care when I hear about self-love. Now, I feel like the two are separate. Comment down below in the live or in the replay chat. Comment down below if you feel like these two they coincide, if they're the same thing. I don't. I think that self-care is about what we're talking about today. That's about how you look, prioritizing your appearance, which is one part. It is one single part of self-love. There are so many ways to show your self-love, and I have a whole list. That's why this is a whole podcast. And self-care, how you look, your appearance, is just one simple episode. Okay. Thank you again, guys, for being here. Thank you for watching the replay if you are watching the replay. But let's talk about simple, practical tips for self-care, which I just established that they are two different things, self-love and self-care, okay? But let's talk about it. Building a morning or evening routine around your skincare, mindfulness rituals, because mindfulness rituals help you, I believe, help you in how you look, because it helps you to be more confident. It helps you to be more assertive. When you are practicing mindfulness, which we talk about a lot on this channel, those types of things, it really does help you with how you look. Not maybe your skin tone or the makeup or the dress, but it helps you to exude that confidence that you need. Okay, so building that routine with your skincare, your hair care, managing your own things, and even like getting my locks. I decided to do my locks myself, and I feel, because I did it myself, I just feel a little bit better about it, because I did that self-care item for me. I wanted locks, so I got locks. Now, I can't put braces on my teeth. There are certain things you got to have people do, but I feel just a little bit more connected to the whole situation because I did my own locks and I keep them done myself. So prioritizing those routines and doing those types of things for yourself can really, really boost your self-love and your self-care. All right. And you can incorporate those self-care items or habits that make you feel refreshed and confident. Recently, I ended up buying something called a nurse bar. Now, I have never in my 46 years spent more than a few bucks on a bar of soap, but this bar was $8 and some change. I would spend this $8 over and over again because it smells so refreshing. It has peppermint and eucalyptus, and I actually bought two of their bars by the same company. One was mostly peppermint, and I think it had lavender, and the other one had peppermint and eucalyptus. It's worth the $8 every time, because it smells so good. It makes me feel alive. I love lavender. I love eucalyptus. I love essential oils in general. Just the smell is just so, y'all know. Yeah, most of y'all know. It's such a beautiful thing. And every dollar, every dime was well spent on those bars. I mean, and I'm squeaky clean. I'm in there like, what kind of soap? I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. But those are the types of things that you can do to make yourself feel refreshed and confident. Now, this is a big one that I promote, is grounding techniques to connect with your body and your self-image. Go outside, touch some grass, touch a tree, sit down and just listen to the birds chirp, right? Get some fresh air. Humans, like, we went around and we found all the materials we needed to build homes, but this planet didn't come with homes, right? We're not supposed to be inside all the time looking at a screen. When you go outside and get refreshed, I think it helps to build your confidence, and it helps to make you feel good, which helps to make you look good and present well. All right. Wear clothes that make you feel comfortable, empowered, and authentic. So that goes back to wearing those bright colors if you want to, or doing that hairstyle that you think is beautiful, that you think looks best on you and makes you feel best, because this is about your self-love journey, not anyone else's. So again, we're balancing how other people feel, because it does matter. We cannot act like other people's perception of us just doesn't matter at all, okay? It is very minimal, but it matters, okay? It makes us feel some type of way as well. But this is your journey. All right. And then set small, realistic goals. Can you think of, like, I'm going to give you a couple examples. Like drinking more water. We all know that drinking more water is going to help with your skin. Maybe you eat sea moss. Sea moss helps with the skin. It's said it really helps with eczema and things like that that we have issues with as humans. Well, some of us. All right. So things like that, that is a way that you can prioritize how you look. Do the research that you need to do that, maybe go to the doctor. I'm not telling you what to do about your eczema because I'm no doctor, but I know that some of these holistic practices really help, and they help in record time. They help when the industry can't, or worse, won't help you. Okay, so do the research that you need to do to prioritize how you look and your skin. And just a personal little side note, I tried sea moss recently and it has really helped my skin. So my babe was congratulating me, or just complimenting me about my skin, and I attributed that to the sea moss that I have been taking. So set those small goals. Maybe organize your wardrobe. Get it. Toss some things that you're no longer wearing, and grab some things that make you feel good. All right. I want to encourage you guys to really identify your personal style and embrace what makes you feel your best. That's what this is all about. This is about loving and celebrating yourself. Okay? Not about chasing trends or perfection, but really about loving and celebrating you. You deserve it. So let's provide a budget-friendly self-care and some fashion tips that we can give you. So I want to, because the pricing, okay, we want to talk about that. All right. So self-care, DIY, using natural ingredients like we just talked about, honey, oatmeal, coconut oil, practicing those mindfulness practices and meditation. Because inner beauty does help with outer beauty. We already talked about that. At home spa day. You can go to Dollar Tree or the drugstore and grab a couple things that just look and smell good to you. Spend some time alone with these items and really pour into yourself. It doesn't have to be expensive. It doesn't have to be expensive. You can thrift shop. I love me a good thrift. Don't even play with me. Thrift shop for some stylish and unique pieces. I went up to this lady at work the other day and I asked her where she got her zip up. It was blue and gray and like a light white. It was so cute, and I just had to know where she got it. So when she was leaving, I didn't want to interrupt their meal, of course. So when she was leaving, I was like, I hope you don't mind. Where did you get the zip up? And she was like, Goodwill. And she looked like $1,000,000. I mean, it was a zip up, but she just looked so good. But it was Chico's brand. And Chico's brand, they don't play. That's a good quality brand. If y'all don't shop Chico's, I don't know. But it's dope. So yeah, thrift shop, get some new pieces, or repurpose some old pieces. If you're crafty like me, you might want to repurpose stuff, and that's fun. But otherwise, thrift it, look into tailoring things, take it to the tailor, have them make it how you want it to make your clothes fit perfectly. Because that's another thing. How things fit and really look on you is important. If it doesn't fit you, return that thing. Okay? I am all about returning stuff that doesn't look right, because a lot of these places are not letting us try on the clothes inside the store. What? No fitting room. Who do you think I am? And then use accessories. Use accessories to refresh your outfits, okay? Without spending too much money. All right? So, what is one thing? I want you to put this in the comments. What is one thing you can do this week to show your self-love through how you look? I'm going to go to the comments and just go through some comments that we missed while we think about that. What is one thing you can do this week to really prioritize how you look and show yourself love through that? I believe self-love is the umbrella that mental, physical, and spiritual care falls under. I like it. The umbrella. And yes, that's what I was trying to articulate. Yeah, I believe that as well. We are designed for walking long distances. Okay, here we go. Now this is the kind of stuff that I wanted, because we ain't talking about this. We are not talking about this. Having a good water filter is a great idea. You want to talk about your skin clearing up? You want to talk about great health? Having a good water filter, getting good, healthy, clean water is essential. Thank you for that. Compliment from the babe. Thank you, babe. People gotta stop. Let's see. People gotta stop sleeping on the thrift shops. They got hella deals. Macklemore didn't make that song for nothing. Yes, indeed. I mean, honestly, you can get some good stuff. She probably paid. I'm just gonna take a guess. She probably paid $8 for that Chico zip up, and got people asking her about it. I love it. I love it. Here we go. Get some more beauty sleep. Uh-oh. JM hitting some points, okay? Because this is something that we already know that sleep is restorative. We all know this. That's why babies sleep so much, because they're growing. All right? And that's a great time to replenish and rejuvenate and allow your brain cells to for neurogenesis, right? All those things. That is a huge thing. Getting more sleep, whether you call it beauty sleep or not. Getting more sleep, whether you are male, female, or in between. Get your sleep in. That's so important. It's something I'm working on daily. Daily. Uh-oh, I wanted to see the other part of that. And maybe buy a new pair of shoes. Okay. Yes. New clothing, new shoes, new wardrobe, here and there. You know, it doesn't have to be expensive. It doesn't have to be expensive. So I love that. Thank you. JM coming with the nuggets. Okay. So I didn't see the answer. Oh, JM did answer. What's one thing you can show yourself through how you look? Okay, JM answered. I'm waiting for a couple more answers and then we'll move on. Thank you, guys. And you can send in questions or stories about your own journey. But this is just going to be about this week. Okay, what can you do this week to show yourself love through how you look? We in here, fam. E-Money is in the building. Thank you so much. Okay. If you guys have missed the live, because we are nearing the end, I'm having so much fun and this is such a great time. I almost don't want to end it, but we are nearing the end. But I'm looking for a couple more comments. Okay. But if you've missed it, if you just came in, I want you guys to make sure you catch the replay, because this was a good one. It's such a great first episode. All right. So what's one thing? Let me go see if anybody else commented. Well, E is shouting everybody out. Okay. Okay. And that's okay. JM said he won't be painting his toenails, but you know, the rest of it, he's with it. Okay. So let's move on, and let's you know, you guys can always still, we're gonna move on, but if you are writing your comment in or your answer in, go ahead and still do that. Oh, we got one. Hold on. Coming back. There it is. Maintain a consistent workout routine. That's one thing we can do starting this week, starting right now. You don't need to go to the gym. You can do a few stretches, do some sit-ups, do some push-ups right here at the house. Go to Wellness with Frugal Mama's channel. She does a workout live every morning. Every morning you can work out with her. And she'll give you positive affirmations and all kind of good feels while you're in there. Okay, it's a good time. If it wasn't so early in the morning, I'd be in there more often, Frugal. You know I would. But girl, it'd be 4 a.m. and you be up. Sometimes when I'm up on accident, I just go in, I hit the like button, and I might leave it running. But that's about it. It's 4 a.m. But yeah, hit her up. Thank you for doing that, Jay. Thank you. Go to her channel. Spend some time with her. Okay, she'll get you together. You should see her transformation. She is showing herself self-love. Air day. Okay? Air day. She might miss a day here or there. But she gonna be in that community section saying, hey fam, we're not doing it today. Every day. Okay? She gonna communicate with you because she cares. Alright? She don't be playing. She ain't no joke. On the real, for real. So I love that. Thank you for those people who shared what they can do this week. And if you didn't share, that's okay. This ain't for me. It's good to share, but it's not for me. This is for you. So I want you to think about it and put it into action. Don't just think about it. Don't just write it down in your journal. Put it into action. You deserve it. Okay, so if you didn't put it in the comments, I still want you to answer that for yourself and then take inspired action on it. So to recap, okay, we just basically are talking about self-love. And in this very first episode of the Love Yourself podcast, we have talked about the fact that it's okay to prioritize how you look. Your physical appearance, your outward appearance. And it's not something I've heard a lot of people talking about in the spiritual community, in the manifestation community. And I think it has a lot to do with the fact that we're so focused on the inner work that we forget about the external. We don't prioritize the external. And how we look is an important part of the internal. All right, as we just dissected, we just unpacked this. And I'm so grateful to have you guys all here unpacking it with me. So we talked about how improving your appearance or not improving your appearance, but just prioritizing your appearance and looking the best that you can look, that you want to look, that makes you feel best, is going to improve your confidence and your overall well-being. All right. And there are simple ways that you can start today. We just went over those, so if you missed it, you missed it, but you can replay it. Okay, so let's talk about the next episode, because episode 2 is going to be all about boundaries. And I love this topic. Okay, I always say, you guys, I don't know if you've heard me say this, but I always say it, boundaries are a blessing. Okay, and so that's what we're going to talk about in the very next episode. Which is, I'm sorry, I need to grab my phone because I'm not sure exactly what date that is. Let's get it together here, V. So the next episode is going to be February 13th. We're going to meet right back here and talk about how boundaries are a blessing. And having boundaries is a good, really going to show you showing yourself self-love when you put those boundaries in place. All right. Let's see what we're talking about in the chat here. Just subscribe. Thank you, self-love. Yes, you just subscribed to Wellness. She's so dope. Really, for most people who has a sedentary lifestyle, even just starting a routine of stretching every morning can make a huge difference. Indeed. Just doing a few stretches, maybe a little bit of working out, because I do believe, a lot of people, like even my mom, I asked my mom in the last years of her life, I asked her, hey, did you ever work out? Because I never saw it, but she had me when she was 33. So I'm like, hey, did you ever work out in your lifetime? And she said, well, I didn't really have to because I work, I'm up and down and around at work. But she worked in an office. So how up and down and around she could have been, I don't know who she thought she was even fooling with that, okay? But it just put me in a mindset that, like, I gotta do the opposite of what this lady has done. And I love my mom. I still do. I didn't put an ED on that. I love my mama, okay? But she did not give me a good example of those things. Working out, doing stretches, just doing a little bit each day. It's going to be beneficial. All right. So in closing, I just want to say thank you. Thank you for being here on this journey with me, this journey of self-love. We are just scratching the surface of the beginning of this particular podcast, but there is more to come. We're going to do more exciting things here on this channel together. So you guys get prepared, okay? Make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. Hit the like button if you haven't already, and do all the things. Share it out if you feel led to. And then follow me on social media. My Instagram is linked. I think I might have my TikTok there as well. And yeah, we're going to get on out of here. This was so fun. I'm so grateful for you guys. Let's see. My mom was in her 80s. She still sticks with her morning stretching routine and daily walks. Stop playing with JM's mama. She said, if I'm here, I'm still doing it, okay? I know that's right. I love that for her. Very dope live stream, mama. You did your thing. Thank you, babe. And for those of you who don't know, did your thing means, no, I'm kidding. Awesome live, beautiful. Thank you so much. Thank you, Miss Auntie Styles. Great podcast. Thank you guys so much. I'm going to go ahead and end it. I'm so grateful. I feel so full. I'm so thankful for each and every one of you. And I love you all for no reason at all. I'll see you next time.